Well, you caught me playing the blues because today I am selling my beautiful 2004 Mercedes-Benz G500. It's not for the reason you might think. It's because I got this. Welcome back to Rolling Stonks. My name is CJ, and today we are looking at why I am selling my 2004 Mercedes-Benz G500. There's a lot of reasons why I probably should keep this one and not the AMG model, but it's time to send her on down the line to a new owner who's going to cherish her and appreciate her as much as I have. Now, it's wild how similar these two vehicles look, even though they're 10 years apart. This one was made in 2004, this one was made in 2014, and this is a factory model, and this is an AMG hand-built model. This one here, you guys have seen in past videos, so I don't need to talk much about it, but it's actually an amazing machine. It has pretty much all the power you would ever need in a truck like this. I actually used this truck to tow. I towed a trailer with all of our stuff in it from Northern California to Southern California with this, and it did great. This truck did come with a natural aspirated 5-liter M113 V8 engine, and it is one of Mercedes' best and most reliable V8 engines. In this model, it's paired with a 5-speed automatic transmission, which is one of the best transmissions they ever made. So the drivetrain in this is really good. Now, as you guys have seen from some previous videos, the electronics and some things inside are not as reliable as the drivetrain. I really like the way it feels in here. This wood steering wheel, it is cracked, but it does feel so good in your hands while you're driving. And everything in here does work now that I've put all of the work into it. Back here, you can see this model does have the TVs, and I have taken really good care of it. Unfortunately, I did run over the rear cup holder, so it is damaged and destroyed, and I don't have another one for it. So that unfortunately is missing for now, but I am working on a 3D printed model that I should be printing soon for this, so I will be selling it with a custom 3D printed rear cup holder. Everything inside is actually in really good shape. The headliner's in great shape, the seats are in great shape, the rear is in great shape, which brings us to why did I upgrade to this? This is a 2014 Mercedes G63 AMG model, and the engine was hand-built and has twin turbochargers. This thing is fast. This truck here is not super fast. It's got power because it's got the V8, but this truck is actually fast and quick, and it accelerates faster than it has any business accelerating. There were quite a few other reasons I upgraded, not just because of the engine, but you can see this has the bull guard, whereas mine did not have it, and I really like the look of the bull guard. It makes the truck just look a little bit more aggressive in its stance. This one also has the AMG side pipes, which I just really dig on this car. And the paint job is a factory Mercedes-Benz, I think they call it Night or something like that, Night Black or Black Night, but it is a matte black, and it is from the factory, and it looks amazing in person. You can actually see it's got a little bit of flake in the paint, so it is a little bit of a metallic matte dark gray or matte black, if you will, but it just looks so freaking good. I love the way this truck looks. Not only is the exterior of this truck quite a bit nicer and cleaner than this one here, which is older and it does have some scratches and some fading paint, but check out the interior. This is one of my favorite parts. Oh, look at this black leather diamond stitch on the doors, on the seats, in the back. It's even on the back tailgate. Oh my gosh, the inside of this truck feels like a limousine. And this is the main difference for me, because this upgraded interior makes this truck feel like a luxury interior versus the relatively Spartan interior on the 2004 model. This one has this piano black steering wheel and trim in here. It's got the AMG logo here on the seats. This leather feels nice and soft and plush, and it looks like it's in excellent condition. The interior of this has been upgraded from the previous model, and as you can see, there's a lot more electronic stuff here. The diff lockers have been moved from up there to down here, and all this is updated, and it just looks so much more modern than the interior of the other one. You can see this one only has 70,000 miles on it. My other one has 140,000 miles on it, and even though mine feels a little bit smoother because this one does need some work, and we'll talk about that in another episode, but this one should have a lot more life left on it because it is about half the age or half the mileage as this one here. Another reason I bought this was because in mine I had to seal the sunroof, and unfortunately it does not function anymore because it is sealed. In this one, the sunroof works perfectly, and I can just do that, and now I have a working sunroof, whereas I didn't before. Now, I didn't just upgrade from the 2004 model to this model because of all of this stuff. What really did it for me was the sound. My goodness. It sounds so much cooler than the natural aspirated model. And the side pipes, oh my gosh, that is so good. When I heard it for the first time, I just had to get it. I just couldn't help it. Listen to what this car sounds like. Let it rest. Oh. So that is why I'm upgrading from the 2004 model to this model. The 2004 G500 is for sale. I have taken very good care of it and maintained the drivetrain very well. And if any of you guys are looking for a good older G at the same price as, say, a Toyota Camry, feel free to hit me up. This one is for sale. Oh boy, guys, look at this. And look at this. So I was about to sell this to somebody on Facebook Marketplace, and 3 guys showed up, and one guy immediately went into my garage and wanted to talk about that car there. And so I was showing him that car, and the other 2 guys were out here, and this car was sitting right here where you can see that new oil spot. I don't know what they were doing while the other guy was distracting me with the Tesla. After a while of him basically saying nonsense that I couldn't understand, he changed his tune and went, okay, let's go test drive the car. So we went to the car, and I asked him, hey, okay, do you want to drive it? And he goes, oh no, you drive it, you drive it. And I'm like, you know, are you sure? And he goes, oh, let me show you. And he pulls open his pocket and shows me a wad of cash in his pocket. He says, I'm ready to buy this thing, but you should, you know, you drive it first. And I said, okay, fine. So I got in, I start the engine, and I'm about to go, and I noticed a little bit of smoke coming from the engine bay. And I open the hood, and there's oil here on the front of the car, and oil all over the engine bay, the valve covers. Up here, it's all over. On this valve cover, it's all over. It's all over this coolant bottle. That right there, that is a coil wire. And that one is unplugged, and that one is unplugged. So they literally unplugged coil wires to make the engine run rough. So then the guy proceeds to literally pull a leaf off this tree, and he stuck the leaves in the coolant bottle, which is right here, which was hot, by the way, so sketchy. And look at that. I don't know if you can see how dark that is. Check this out. Oh, buddy. That is not what coolant is supposed to look like. That looks like pure oil. So I'm pretty sure they actually dumped oil in my coolant. He tried to claim that the engine was blown and tried to buy it from me in its current condition because supposedly he had another engine waiting at home that could go in it. In addition to that, one of the guys of the 3 also pulled the oil cap here, knew exactly where he was going, and showed me that. That looks like froth, which is not at all what you want to see on your oil cap or in your oil. This is by far the most concerning thing, but we're gonna really hope they didn't do anything really terrible here. Oh, this is not good, guys. This is actually such a bummer. I was seriously panicking. I thought my engine had blown and, you know, something was seriously wrong, and, you know, maybe it still could be. I'm waiting for the tow truck right now, so I have to take it to the shop and get it looked at. But I'm guessing that two of those guys were probably out here, probably got a bunch of oil around here, put some in the coolant bottle, and they tried to stage like this truck blew up. Be careful out there, guys. I've had a lot of good experiences with Facebook Marketplace, but I've also noticed a lot of people selling too good to be true priced G-Wagons. And now I know that there's also buyer scammers out there. And if your engine happens to blow up the minute you started after they've been there, along with their couple of friends maybe, send those guys away, probably get their license plate, probably report them to the police. Definitely do not sell your car or run your car after an experience like that. You'll want to get it towed to your local shop, and you'll want them to take a look at it and probably flush any fluids that may have been contaminated. Oh man, this is so sketchy. There's the tow truck rolling on up. This truck has been really good and reliable, and I suspect after we flush out these fluids and get them like new, this thing should run and drive perfectly, just like it always pretty much has. We're at the shop and we've gotten this car taken care of. This engine has been cleaned up and there's no more oil in parts where there shouldn't be oil. And we have put some new oil in it, a new oil filter just in case. We have cleared all the oil out of this reservoir, and now I'm filling it back up with some clean coolant. Let's start it. And it sounds fine. And obviously there's no oil coming from anywhere. So thank heavens. Everything's been cleaned up down here. Clean off the air. There is going to be a little bit of smoke because it's burning off oil that was down there, but other than that, she's running great. Oh man, that had me worried, guys. I'm going to talk about my last 5 years of ownership of this 2004 version, and I'm going to show you guys how much money I have put into this, keeping it maintained so that it runs and drives pretty much perfectly. I bought this cheap G500 for $29,000, which of course comes with the obligatory and non-optional legal package, which included taxes and DMV fees that added up to over $3,000. I financed the vehicle at 4.59% for 5 years, which added a total financing cost of about $3,500. After I had spent $35,000 on this Silver Stallion, I set forth getting the truck's deferred maintenance all caught up, which on a cheap Mercedes is no easy task. Over the next couple of years, I only put about 3,000 miles on the truck, but I spent $6,000 in maintenance items, including an AC service, brake fluid, differential fluid, a fuel filter, oil changes, air filters, fuel system cleaner, valve cover gaskets, an AC condenser, an alternator, a BAS position sensor, a window control module, and more. All in all, I spent $46,510 on this truck in total. My total maintenance cost was about $11,000 though, which is about $2,000 per year. I drove the vehicle about 23,000 miles, which means my cost of maintenance per mile adds up to about 47 cents per mile, not including gas or insurance. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on these awesome trucks, and I hope it gave you a little bit of insight as to what it's like to own a G500 for 5 years. If it did, please give my video a like and subscribe to my channel, because even though this beautiful G is moving on down the line, there will be lots more content on this G63, because just like every car I buy, it has some serious problems that I need to iron out. So please come along with me for the ride. Peace out. and rock on.